about the trade that we took on yesterday. So coming into market open, this is what the hourly looks like. It looks like we are getting rejections off of these lows, and we are looking like we are starting sort of an uptrend, at least possibly up to here. We'll have to see if we end up taking these highs out today or not, and that's going to be really the determining factor for if we are going to move higher or just create like low resistance liquidity and then keep pushing lower. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But anyways, coming into market open today, we had these highs that hadn't gotten swept out on ES yet, but on NASDAQ they did. So I was taking that into consideration, not calling that necessarily an SMT, and that's mainly because we had barely poked above them on NASDAQ, and then ES we were super duper close. So, and then we also had these highs up here that looked relatively achievable, and I'll get into my bias in a second here, but we also had some low resistance liquidity right here on both indexes. So if we go down and we look at like the 5-minute, we can see that, yeah, this is higher resistance liquidity. So that would be one reason why I wouldn't necessarily want to target up there. But based on previous market structure, we had our consolidation here, our manipulation, and then we had our reversal. That's why I was looking for New York to just kind of continue that, and it ended up doing that to a certain extent. Obviously now we're actually getting pretty decent moves down, so we'll have to look at that. But yeah, that was my kind of bias coming into today, was consolidation, Asian session, and then London session was manipulation, and then we had our, this is also some news as well. At 7:30 we had I forget exactly what it was. I think it was just like unemployment rate, or unemployment claims, all that kind of junk. So yeah, that's what I was looking for coming into the market today. Obviously I wasn't going to marry that bias, and I had reason for taking the trade that I did, and that reason was we came up, we swept out this liquidity right away, and honestly we were very consolidated, so that also was making me not really want to trade or take a trade. And then on NASDAQ we ended up having this gap get filled. We didn't have it on ES, but that made a SMT from these lows to these lows, and then on ES we had the exact same thing, except we didn't sweep into this gap, so that made an SMT. We also were having, SMTs that were bearish as well. But the reason why I didn't take a trade off of that is because we kept invalidating them. You know what I mean? This is bearish SMT. Oh, we just invalidated it. Oh, we just invalidated it. And overall, for me, I was seeing bullish market structure prevail out of this, and it made sense to have our sweep here and then our SMT, and then our retracement, our 5-minute retracement. If we look on ES, we have our 5-minute down candle right here, and obviously it's not a very good close, but it's more apparent when you look at the 1-minute. We had our sweep, SMT, whatever the heck you want to call it, and then we had our retracement, and then we had our strong bullish closes, and then over here we have our break of structure right here. This is when I plopped the thing down on the chart. It was just right here, and it had like 10 seconds left, and the candle ended up just going up a bit higher. But this is kind of why I took the trade, and ended up just consolidating for a little bit, going this far, move stops break even around here, and then ended up getting stopped up for break even. So overall, I would say, it's not like we want to trade today, but I think I had very good confluence for why I took the trade, and I felt good when taking the trade as well. I felt like it made sense for us to come up and sweep these highs out instead of targeting the low resistance liquidity all the way down here, and that was mainly because of SMT, and then we had NASDAQ filling in this gap, and it overall just looked pretty good for me, and I feel like lately we have been trending in the opposite direction of what makes sense. I think it was Tuesday or Monday. We had all this low resistance liquidity. We kind of went up, swept out part of it, and then we were looking like we were making a retracement, and then we just kept moving lower. And I feel like we have been doing that a lot. And I also feel like I've been learning a lot from this market and just maintaining that and using it in days after, and it has been prevailing. So yeah, break even trade today. Overall, I'm happy with it. We'll have to see what market ends up doing later. It looks like now we are coming out and sweeping these lows out on NASDAQ. So we'll have to see exactly what we do, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna come down and smash these lows. So yeah, overall, I'm content with the trade today, and yeah, $0 trade on ES.